Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today. I'm Seeta Bodke, and I head core product at LexisNexis. I'd like to introduce you to my colleague, Rupert Robey, who is a fellow panelist on the webinar with me. Rupert is a product manager at LexisNexis, and he has led the team through the evolution of our legal AI assistant to Protege. He will be demonstrating Protege for you today.
Just share my screen. Okay, here we go. So today I'm very excited to demonstrate Protege, our new AI assistant in Lexis Plus AI. Protege expands the capabilities of the previous AI assistant, offering personalization, new workflow-oriented use cases, agentic AI, which Seeta took you through just now, and improved UX. All existing Lexis Plus AI subscribers have been upgraded to Protege at no additional cost. Protege is also available in Word via Create Plus. Integration with other Microsoft applications, including Teams and Outlook, will follow, ensuring that Protege meets you in the context of your work. So here on screen is Protege in Lexis Plus AI, the web browser. As you can see, Protege maintains the same intuitive four-task design as the old assistant. The four core tasks are ask a legal question, drafting, case summarization, and document upload. These tasks can be engaged on a standalone basis or together within the same conversation. The first time you log into Protege, you'll be invited to create a profile with your details being utilized to provide more personalized responses. In fact, you can set your profile up or modify it at any time from the settings button here in your conversation list. It's important to emphasize that personalization is strictly available on an opt-in basis and controllable via this toggle here. You can input information about your practice area specialization and your role, and this information will be used to frame your prompts and also considered in the selection of grounding sources. Another personalization setting here is drafting style. This allows you to select between the output of two large language models, one focused, the other more expansive, which will be used for all drafting tasks, and you can preview them as such by clicking here. As I said, the selected model will be used for all drafting tasks going forward. This means you can set the tone of your drafting task, saving you time rewording output of platform to fit your style. Note that if you don't select one of these options, Protege in each instance will choose what it considers to be the most appropriate model based on the task at hand. At any time, you can change these settings or disable personalization entirely via this toggle. Another way that Protege offers a more customized experience over the over the former AI assistant is in the form of its dynamic multi-tone prompt suggestions. And I will enter a prompt now to demonstrate. And I have asked Protege a question about the NDIS. So the scenario is I have a client who wants to access the NDIS. They want to know about the qualification requirements and any criteria related to eligibility. When the response loads, you'll notice that we have supplemented the standard multi-tone prompt suggestions with dynamic suggestions, and these are provided to help guide your research more efficiently and comprehensively. At each turn in the conversation, up to 3 dynamic suggestions will appear, and these are generated from an analysis of your previous prompt and the response. So we see the response loading here with embedded citations. They're also repeated below. And once it loads, you will see the multi-tone suggestions. We released this feature less than a month ago, and already there's been fantastic feedback. The utility of these, I think, extends to junior practitioners and those who are perhaps researching a new or unfamiliar area. They may not know which questions to ask to elicit the information they need and, complete their research efficiently. So here we see the 3 suggestions. I'll click on the first one just to demonstrate, and the response will go ahead and load. While that's loading, I mentioned the embedded citations, and that are also repeated below the response. These are provided so that you can verify the provenance and accuracy of the response. Um, we are we will be introducing an enhancement very shortly so that the inline citations expand to reveal the grounding text from the relevant source, and this will make response verification even easier. There are additional further reading links that are also available by this View Related Materials button. So shortly when the response loads, you'll notice that there are further multi-turn prompt suggestions listed below the response. And these, again, will appear at each turn in the conversation. I'll move to the drafting task now. And as Seeta mentioned earlier, Protege supports a range of output, including correspondence, memos, clauses, and most recently, full transactional documents. The latter covers a broad range of non-litigation based legal documents like contracts, agreements, deeds, policies, resolutions, and checklists. And the prompts tip button here includes examples of each, or I should say sample prompts for each, as well as some general guidance on drafting effective prompts. To the litigation lawyers on the call, rest assured we are actively developing litigation drafting capability as well. When you generate a draft output in Protege, it will now load in drafting mode. And to save time, I'm going to open a deed I generated prior to this session. So I will go to my conversation history and open up this deed. This was generated pursuant to the agentic workflow that Seeta talked about earlier. It took about, I think, about a minute 30 to load, which is longer than the general load time for other types of queries. But you can see that it is a substantial response, and it was developed following those steps that Seeta explained earlier. So I'll open this up in drafting mode, and I can see the draft output on the left-hand side in this dynamic drafting pad. And then I have the prompt on the right-hand side for easy reference. I can place my cursor anywhere here and make free text edits. Additionally, I can copy sections of the sections of the output. So I might just select a clause at random here, and I can access these contextual drafting options. And this allows me to make further refinements to my draft. So the benefit of this feature is that you can kind of finesse your draft in platform rather than outside, as you may have done so earlier. And here I can see, or here I have an expanded clause 5, which I can easily then replace into my document. And I have an annotation on the left-hand side, as well as a revision counter at the bottom of the interface to track those revisions. So once happy with the final output, I can download it to Word. Alternatively, I can print, email, or download, or copy and paste, I should say, both the refined output and the full conversation as I could earlier. With Protege, we have greatly expanded the drafting capability. So now, in addition to prompt-based drafting, you can also draft off your own documents via the document tab here. And I will go ahead and upload some documents to draft off. These are 3 documents in an employment matter. We have a social media policy, a correspondence between HR and a manager regarding an employee's social media usage, and also the employment contract. You'll also notice that with document upload now, when you have uploaded your documents, there are suggested tasks that are displayed at the bottom of the interface, as well as via this menu on the right-hand side. These are provided to help guide your document analysis or drafting tasks. Of course, you still have the option to enter your own prompts in the text bar here. I am going to draft a legal memo. And shortly, I'll be prompted by Protege to explain specifically what I want the memo to cover. And so I will add my instructions here. I am going to draft a legal memo on the disciplinary action available against the employee. That the employer can take against the employee in respect of his inappropriate out-of-hours social media activity. As with prompt-based drafting, Protege will find relevant grounded sources from our vast database of primary and secondary content. But with upload to draft, it will supplement these sources with key information extracted from these 3 uploaded documents as well. And this saves the user the need to enter long contextual prompts. So we're seeing the memo load on the left-hand side in the drafting pad or drafting mode, as I explained earlier. Once this loads, they'll have access to the same drafting tools as I demonstrated previously. You may notice that there are links to both. Once it's loaded, there are references to both LexisNexis content as well as the uploaded document, just to illustrate that this response has been grounded in a combination of those sources. So here we have quite a comprehensive memo addressing the disciplinary action that's available against the employee in respect of his social media activity. And if I want to expand upon or access those drafting tools I mentioned earlier, I can simply select the text that I want to prompt against. I'll go ahead now and demonstrate an enhancement to the popular timeline builder capability. So I'm going to start a new conversation again in documents. And this time I'm going to prompt off a different set of documents. These are for filings in the Novak Djokovic visa cancellation matter during COVID. And once again, when these documents load, I will then have the option to either enter my own prompts or select one of the suggested action buttons from the interface. The documents are just loading now. Timeline capability is particularly popular with our litigation users, but it can really be used in any context just to provide you with a clear overview of the chronology of the matter or transaction if you happen to be a transactional lawyer. So I'm going to enter a prompt here. And I've requested a timeline of the key events in the litigation. So I'll hit submit. And shortly you'll see that the timeline is now presented in a new visualized format with the events, each event clearly displayed. There's also an accordion design so that you can maximize or minimize months and years as appropriate to really focus on the information that you need. So here is the new timeline visualization design. I think it's certainly more presentable, but we've maintained the same robust backend solution to ensure that all the key events are extracted into the timeline. Okay, I'm just going to finish up with another enhancement that we have planned that Seeta foreshadowed just a little earlier. So this is a feature that's not generally available yet. It's in the final stages of testing and will be released in a matter of weeks. It's called vaults. Very shortly, each user will be able to create up to 50 vaults. As Seeta explained, these are kind of like databases on the fly. Each vault will have capacity for 500 documents, and users can query, summarize, or use those documents for drafting tasks. The documents will be saved securely and conveniently in platform for you to access time and time again, until you no longer need them and can delete them. Documents saved to a vault are subject to the same privacy and encryption measures as documents uploaded on a one-time basis. As you can see here, the vaults feature is available in the Documents tab, and you can access a previously created vault here. So here is the vault with the filings in the Novak Djokovic matter. Alternatively, I could create a new vault. And then I have the option to manage those vaults by deleting them entirely or adding or removing documents at any time. In short, if I want to perform AI tasks on more than 10 documents or across multiple sections, I can create a vault. Otherwise, I can use the one-time upload function. So vaults is a significant expansion of that document upload capability. And just to repeat, that will be available very soon. Something that I should have mentioned earlier when I was demonstrating both the timeline visualization feature as well as the upload to draft legal memo is that for all upload and vaults tasks, you can now see your uploaded document in the interface. So this just avoids the inconvenience of having to switch, to switch between windows to view your the documents that the responses have been grounded upon. So I encourage you all, if you haven't already, to check out Protege to unlock new levels of efficiency and value in your legal work. We are always developing new capabilities and use cases. Vaults is just one of the features on our roadmap. And we publicize those enhancements in our newsletters, release notes, by in-app notifications, and other channels. So do stay tuned.